Countering China's assertiveness along the borders in India's Arunachal sector, India has intensified patrolling and deployment in the mountainous terrains there. Following the Doklam standoff, India has deployed more troops in the mountainous terrains of the Dibang, Dau-Delai and Lohit valleys as part of a strategy to counter China's rising assertiveness along the borders in the Tibetan region in Arunachal Pradesh. Now, pointing out that India has been focusing on dominating the treacherous terrains, which include mountains and at an altitude of over 17,000 feet and river passes. Military officials say that India is also strengthening its surveillance mechanism to keep an eye on Chinese activities along the borders in the strategically sensitive Tibetan region and has been regularly deploying choppers to carry out recce. The latest development comes ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the Qingdao in China for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in June. Joining me on the phone line is a political editor who is in fact there at the line of actual control. He's been travelling and getting us those exclusive stories. Good morning, Karthikeya. What more details do we have at this point in time? We're getting to know that India is increasing security in that particular region.
See, there are a couple of things which have happened in the past 2 years, and there are a lot of things which have added to the whole process in the last 40 years. The whole strategy from 62 onwards was defensive because the Chinese had almost come down to the plain. So the road and infrastructure was kept at minimum, lest if there is an invasion, roads become a point of movement for the Chinese army. Because, when you fight a mountainous warfare, what do you capture? You capture a town or you capture a road. You basically capture a link. But now a confident India, in terms of economy, wants this infrastructure to be built. So if we say that what have Chinese done for us to respond like that, Chinese have created massive civilian infrastructure. Unlike India, whose military infrastructure is right to the point of LAC, Chinese have not done anything like that. What they have done is that they have settled civilians, all villagers, all across the line of actual control. They have built railway stations, they have built tarred roads, they have built 20-ton roads. India has not been able to do that. So in that context, what is happening is that we have beefed up our core, which means 1 lakh men would be part of a division. There is an increased effort to build an inter-Arunachal Pradesh highway so that valleys get connected. Earlier, Jessica, suppose you were in Guwahati and you wanted to go to one of the valleys of Arunachal Pradesh. So you would travel in the plain, go up north, and then come down if you want to visit the next valley, which means that there was no interconnectivity of valleys. So every time you go up and come down, then travel 100 meters ahead, then go up and come down. So there's an inter-valley highway which is coming in, and there is an inter-Arunachal Pradesh which is outer, which means you can start from Arunachal and come down to Meghalaya in a sort of a round road system on which the work has started. So these are the important developments which have taken place, but there are issues. And the issue is, you go to Kibutu, you would be surprised, Jessica, that BSNL gave away 50 kilometers back. All the private players were out of picture 150 to 200 kilometers before the border. But I was catching Airtel China on the border with data. So that's the big problem. If that's the network, civilian infrastructure which the China has built, it means they can have better intelligence, they can tap into our system. Indian Army is connected through one optical fiber cable from Kibutu down to their base in Hailong, Welong. Optical fiber cable, we all in TV know that we use it to transmit data and voice data and visual data. Imagine Army being dependent on it. It's primarily a commercial, it's a commercial product, and Army has to use it because there is no other things available. For example, satellite phones are unreliable; they can be hacked. Lastly, when I talk about connectivity, imagine a person staying in Kibutu or any other sector. When he gets an off, Jessica, when he gets a leave, his leave starts from the time he boards a station. So it takes him 5 days to board a station. Why? Because first he'll have to come down from a long-range patrol, which might take again 2 or 3 days. Then he will be moving in a road which cannot be, which does not connect to plane in a single day. So these are the basic issues, and railways are 200 kilometers away. In China, the last railway station is 35 kilometers before the line of actual control. So the new realities have emerged. Yes, it is not 1962. This will not happen to us because the density of our formations, the artillery deployment, and the way we have deployed our forces is far more than China. Far more than China. But things have changed. China, instead of deploying its army, is developing civilian infrastructure. It has modernized itself. It has become more high tech in terms of surveillance. So it does not need so many footfalls. So that is, but I would say, in end of it, this was first time that army opened a LAC sector for the media. The only sector which journalists would be allowed to go was Dau-Delai because it's a commercial pass. People are allowed to trade. But because whole LAC is divided into sensitive and disputed areas, and this is the first time that a sensitive area like Kibutu was opened where the war actually took place, where Chinese came down 200 kilometers inside our territory, and there's a memorial there. So there was a war, hand-to-hand combat, the helmet top, Weilong plain, Nimpi plains. The war took place.